Hi, I'm Dolly Patterson with the Apache County Libraries. Welcome to our quick tour of Gale in Context World History. This video can also apply to any of our other Gale databases. You will need an Apache County Library card to access this resource. The link can be found on our electronic resources page. If we click on the link to Social Studies, this is a little shortcut to get us to the bottom of the page to the link we are searching for, the Gale in Context World History. When we click on this link, a second window will open up taking us to this resource. At this point, you may be asked to enter your Apache County Library card number in order to access the resource. The first thing we notice near the top of the page is a topics of interest scrolling carousel here. And this usually contains current events, such as what's going on in the Ukraine, and other topics of interest. Here, there is a link to click to explore this topic. If we scroll further down, we find that there are a lot of browse topics included in this database. If we want to look at just biographies, economics, cultures, political, wars, and or any of the other 386 topics, we can do so from any of these links. We scroll a little further down, and here we find links to educator resources, which are very handy for those teachers who are using these resources in their classrooms. In very small print at the very bottom of the page are some other links, two of which are extremely helpful. There's a help link if you need help with this resource, and there's also a dictionary for unfamiliar terms. For today's video, we are going to do a quick search to see how the search works in Gale Databases. So we are going to start typing in the topic we are looking for, and as we type, we notice that a lot of topics and subtopics pop up below our search. That will help us narrow our search if that is what we are looking for. However, I'm not seeing what I am looking for, which is actually exploration. And I want to narrow it down to Antarctic exploration. And you can see that a whole new list now appears for us. And if we want to just look at a certain topic or subtopic under that, we can come in here and just choose that. But for today, we're going to do this broad search. Once I click on that, it takes us to our search results page. And we are presented with a lot of information here. The first thing we see is that the results are sorted and listed by content type. So if we want videos, if we want audio, if we want magazines, images, news, biographies, and it shows us how many resources are found under each one of those content types. We can filter our results by subjects, by publication date, and others. If we scroll down, we also see the groupings by the content type. And it just shows us the first few hits in that content type. But there's biographies, primary sources, images, videos, and more. If we want to see all of the items under a particular content type, there's a link and we can see all 234 items under that link. However, today we are just going to click on the first one in the list, Polar Exploration. When we get to this page, this is the actual document that gives us so much information, and as you can see, there are hyperlinks within this to take us to other topics, related topics. As we look, we can see a date and other information related to this document. Here we have options to translate the document to a different language. We can decrease or increase the font size. If you're having a hard time reading it, you can increase the font size. You can also select display options. So if you want to change the color or font or line spacing in order to get more space between the lines to make it more readable, you can change all of that here. We can also choose to listen to an audio recording of the article rather than read it. These are very handy options right over here. We can send this article to Google Drive if we have an account, or to Microsoft OneDrive. We can also email it, download it, or print the article. You can see on the right-hand sidebar that we are presented with links to related articles and related subjects. So we can change it if we want to change and explore the Arctic, or just the history, or the South Pole, North Pole. We can change to those related topics. If we scroll all the way down towards the bottom of the page, we find a really useful tool. If you are a student taking a class, or if you are an author and you're writing an article or other publication and you need to cite this article, there's this wonderful source citation tool that gives us an assortment of citation formats to choose from. As we click on those, it changes the citation within the box, which you can then select, and you can export that citation to any of these handy tools down here for use later. There are so many tools that are available in our wonderful Gale resources. We don't have time to cover them all today. But this gives you an idea of how to do a basic search in our Gale resources. Thank you for joining us, and happy exploring!